within our borders and of course beyond. It's going to be an exciting time indeed. I'm yours truly, Ayotunde Balogun.
Okay, let's get started. Of course, it's Rivers Angels and Bayern Coins that will be contested the final of the Super Six, talking about the Women's Nigeria Premier League.
Also talking football, we travel abroad, talk about the UEFA Champions League. Highlight of day 4, Bayern Munich trash Arsenal 5-1. We'll be talking about that on the show today.
Interesting one. And of course, we'll be switching gears over to the world of athletics as it concerns a former IAAF president, Lamine Diack, who is now under investigation by French police following allegations that Russian athletes were protected after failing drugs tests. So it's a time where we thought we've heard enough about corruption, this time in FIFA, but now it's going into the world of athletics as well. So what does the future hold for Lamine Diack? That's the big question. All right.
All
Stay glued.
So we'll just wait and see.
Yeah, we definitely wait and see. And for an 82-year-old man who's been in the saddle for quite a long time, 16 years, and you're now having this sort of, allegations. It's really frightening. It's a frightening.
Former IOC president, Juan Antonio Samuel, had that. He had something like the Salt Lake City scandal. I mean, it's not just an athletics thing. We talk about cycling,
football,
athletics, football. I mean, it's happening across board. And like Tony pointed out yesterday, anytime there's a change of guard or there's about to be an election, all of these things start.
Kind of worms.
It's interesting to me that now that Seb Cole is now the IAAF president, we're having all of this, and he's British. So you can know where my conspiracy theory is leading you to.
Okay.
So,
You don't want to go there again.
but then again, we'll see how it
We'll see how it pans out.
Weighty allegations against Lamine Diack. He told us before the World Athletics Championship that the integrity of the sports is not in question. But the fear now is that some of those champions, some of those stars that we have seen, we now begin to see them in another way because you feel maybe the victories have been tainted in one way.
But I think it's all about the Russians because it said the cover-up have to do with maybe the Russian athletes and all that. If that is just
that's even a part of the problem.
That's a part of the problem.
There's corruption, there's money laundering.
We'll definitely trash that out in the course of the show. Let's not take the whole thing right about now. But let's also focus on the one that really concerns us in the world of football, of course. We're talking about the UEFA Champions League. And, well, like Yemi said earlier on, not interesting times for Arsenal going to the Allianz Arena. They got blown away by the Bavarian giants there, Bayern Munich. And, well, from the look of things, yeah, a very wicked result, and who knows what's going to happen next to the Gunners. And it's even worse. It's even worse, guys, because Olympiacos also, won yesterday.
Yeah,
how you feel? Tell me how you feel.
I feel good.
Okay.
You feel good.
You're feeling bad about the result.
I feel good.
What was it like watching the game? I mean,
I didn't watch.
Okay,
You didn't watch.
Lucky.
Oh, okay. You
Lucky
sensed something was going to happen, right? So you
wanted
decided
to
not to watch. Anyway, those are the results of
really
games played yesterday, like that you see on the screen there. Well, the talking point for me, well, Chelsea, yeah, they got a 2-1 win over Dynamo Kiev, a game that
it looked like lightning was going to strike.
Exactly,
in the same place.
Thank goodness for the own goal at the first. Yeah, and Willian, who for me has been Chelsea's star player. Yeah, this season.
What will happen if Chelsea doesn't have a William in that team?
Especially with the way things are going this season.
When it comes to dead ball situations like free kicks and set pieces, he steps up when you least expect, and he delivers the good. But another game, of course, that really caught me talking, and I talked about it yesterday. AS Roma against Bayer Leverkusen. That game went down to the wire, finishing 3-2 for the Italian side. So it's really some of the teams, quite a lot of home victories, definitely. But still keeping tabs on who will qualify at the end of the day, joining the likes of Real Madrid and Manchester City. So those are the results there from the UEFA Champions League matches played yesterday. I don't know, perhaps we can take some of the reactions you know, from the games. Jose Mourinho, Arsene Wenger, and of course Pep Guardiola all had a thing to say about the games played yesterday. And when we come back, it will be time for the news headlines. Let's just take a listen.
Well, I believe first you have to give credit to Bayern for their quality, and on top of that, I think we made things quite easy for them with our defensive performance, and we were extremely poor defensively, and we're not at the races. The funny thing is that when we went forward, we every time looked quite, we could create chances, and we had chances, but with a defensive performance like that, you go nowhere. Look, my memory is not good enough to tell you in 19 years if it's a worst performance. It certainly will not remain in my memory for anything positive. We have still a chance to qualify. Olympiacos has to lose here. We have to beat Zagreb and then to beat Olympiacos at Olympiacos. It's a small chance, but there is a real one. And I think we have to realize with that kind of performance we had today that our chances are very minimal.
They have to support us for Arsenal, be calm, and be sure, and the trainer and the players are going to go to win Olympiacos. Maybe we are not be able to do that, but be sure because we are fighting. So we wanted to be first in the group, and that's why you have to win. But Olympiacos have the same points of us, the same points. So you have to be sure we're going to try it.
Well, I had the moment I come back to the club and we played the first match at home against Old City. The way the club, the stadium welcomed me was amazing, but not comparable with today. Not comparable with today, because today comes in a moment where the results are not good. It comes in a moment where you are asking for my end. The fans, they read newspapers. The fans, they watch TV. The fans, they listen pundits, commentators, opinions. They read blogs.
Jose Mourinho. Looking calm, looking a little bit relieved from the game of yesterday, and of course acknowledging the fans who really turned up at Stamford Bridge to cheer at the team, even when it looked as if it wasn't going to go their way, like Yemi said. But thank goodness Willian stepped up. You know, put smiles on their faces.
You know, it was painful for me. I didn't get to see the game. I would have loved to see his face when the equalizer got in. You know,
of course, he wasn't happy at all.
I would love to know what was running through his mind at that point. Oh,
you know, the guy that scored the own goal for Dynamo Kiev was actually the one that got the equalizer. So you can see he was like, how could he do that?
Yeah, but you could feel. I don't call it relief. You know, just. Fine.
I actually expected Chelsea to win that game. You know, I think the game that shocked me. I'll still go back to your game, Arsenal match. I mean, 5-1.
It wasn't a shock.
It wasn't a shock.
It was a shock to me because when Bayern came to Emirates and everyone was celebrating Arsenal, their back and all that, and also you're losing.
The damage for Arsenal had already been done in their first two games where they lost against Olympiacos and
but I think they needed to win that one against Bayern at Emirates, and of course the one away at Allianz Arena, at least maybe a draw. But 5-1. That's not acceptable.
Without sounding like I'm giving an excuse, maybe because you might think where my loyalties lie. But when two top teams play against each other, and one is in a position that he has to win, it gives the other that has the lesser pressure the opportunity to promote the team. Because for one can lock up and defend, one can, you understand? So it happens not just because it happens to top teams, and that's why you see those huge.
And it will end like seriously like 5-1.
I can count number of.
Let's go for the news headlines because we can go on and on talking about this. Let's go for the news headlines. Olumide Macaulay, I guess we'll have a thing or two to say about that. But of course, he joins us right about now on the show. Great to have you, Olumide.
Great to be here. Thank you, Aya. Maybe I do, but first let's bring you the headlines. Reports from the presidential villa say ministers who've been confirmed by the Senate will begin a retreat today, where the president's vision and ideas will be discussed. The event